Disclaimer, I do not own any rights to any content, videos, research, music, unless it is of my own creation. Everything is for entertainment and commentary purposes. All information is of my own opinion or are alleged until factual evidence has been presented. Cue the music. Hey, welcome back to another episode of All Things CC. Here's my take. This is episode 15. Today is Wednesday, hump day. I hope everybody had a wonderful work day. If you are going into work on night shift, God bless you, because your girl can't do it. Anywho, y'all already know what we're about to do first. We're about to go on ahead and get into the discussion board and the credit board. So, let's see what we're going to talk about today. Okay, so on the discussion board for today is Drake's new album, Joe Budden's response to the album, Azelia Banks, her response to Drake, and the BET Hip Hop Awards. Y'all, this is going to be interesting because they are going at it. Do you hear me? And now let's talk about the credit board. It's just going to be Joe Budden's network. Now let's get into it. Now, before I get off into all the tea and everything like that, if you are new to my channel, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Click the notification button. Share this if you like. All that good stuff. So, yeah. Let's go ahead and jump into the Drake new album, For All the Dogs. Okay. This album came out maybe a couple of days ago or what have you. But there are a lot of mixed reviews regarding this album and what people was expecting just based off the title alone. The artwork of the album is from his son Adonis, who drew the art. I thought it was, a little creepy for somebody his young age to draw that type of stuff, but whatever. That's not my thing. He liked it. He put it on there. And that's the art cover. So, yeah. I wasn't too particularly excited about the art cover, but it is what it is. So, yeah, everybody is having mixed reviews about this album. I actually listened to this album and I literally had a hard time trying to figure out what direction was he going into. It was just not cohesive to me, and I was just having a hard time trying to gravitate to a lot of the songs. Now I do have two off rip that I know I will play on repeat, and that is the song with him and J. Cole, and the other one is with him and SZA. Now I know I will play both of those without a doubt. And it was a lot of people who reacted to this album and was just like, what the fuck is this? What are we doing here, Drake? Now, if anybody that don't know, Drake is allegedly supposed to be taking a 1-year break after this album. And I feel like this album was his last album either on his label that he had to accomplish. So he just kind of like put some shit together because it's his last album. That's how I kind of felt about it on my first hear. And I was just like, yeah, I've known for Drake to do a lot better with his albums. Like the Scorpion album. Like, I really like that album. So to compare this new album with that album, I just couldn't get into it. And I'm, like I said, there's a lot of mixed reviews. So there are a lot of people out there who feel the way that I feel, who are Drake fans. So it's not about nobody hating, nobody knows about music. You have fans of Drake who still could not get into this album. So I'm just gonna go ahead and just skip on over to the main meat and potatoes of this whole Drake album situation, and that is because Joe Budden from the Joe Budden Network decided to listen to the album and give his recap or his review on his podcast, and he has some very interesting things to say. Now, I will say that a lot of the stuff that he was saying makes sense. Now, granted, Joe Budden is a person who, a lot of times will say something that rub people the wrong way. Or he might say something and, throw the rock and hide his hand and all types of shit. And sometimes he don't be making sense. And, all of those things. He could kind of be like a controversial person, right? And this particular episode, talking about Drake's album, he was hitting on some very, very key points that I agree with, but I kind of disagreed with him once he was talking about the age difference and things of that nature. I also feel like when you are older in age, your music is supposed to mature, but if that's not your core audience, then how can you make that transition? Drake is not a billionaire for no reason. He knows what he's doing, right? But I feel like if this is his last album before he takes a whole year off, I felt like he could have went a little bit harder. He could have went a little bit more, graphic. He could have went a little bit more gangster. He could have went a little bit harder. Just because the title alone just had people anticipating like, oh yeah, Drake is about to go off. He is about to talk his shit. Now, anywho, I'm gonna finish the rest of my commentary, and I'm gonna go ahead and play this Joe Budden clip so that y'all can see what I'm talking about, and then I'm come back with my commentary.
Gonna be a lot of Drake, and I, for one, am really happy that he's going away. I'm really happy that he's taking a break. This was 8 a.m. in Charlotte. It had me ready for 8:45 in Raleigh.
Yeah.
I don't need to. Drake, get the fuck out of Charlotte.
Yeah, don't go back. No CIAA for you.
No studio.
Nothing. Nah, she be running.
No Hornets games. What's their name now? The Wasps. On 8 a.m. in Charlotte when he started talking about 21, wherever you go, I go, we Yugoslavian. That for me is unacceptable.
There was some bad. There was a couple.
And the other line.
There was a couple bad lines.
I get so many checks. I'm Czechoslovakian.
Czechoslovakian.
Yeah.
Hey, dogs.
That's unacceptable.
Save that for the
different rap. But this was that I'm wealthy, lazy kind of effortless flow that he's been doing. And then we get the album. Virginia Beach. Everybody thought it would be Pusha T Smoke.
Mm-hmm. It was not.
Mm-mm. See, but now when you say For All the Dogs, I think that you should start with Pusha T Smoke. I do. Is he not the pettiest nigga in the world?
Oh no, it was all that. That was the theme I heard through the album.
Do you hear this guy?
Whoever baby moms he fucking with, he want to keep letting this nigga know.
Yeah,
he's been doing it all album.
I'm anti. Let me listen again. Why are you shooting at them like this?
Cause you know what time it is with petty niggas.
That's what he do.
That's it.
Mm-hmm. You gonna let that
nigga,
shit go?
I'm fucking your bitch and you gonna know it every time. And I want you to feel away.
What is Rihanna and ASAP doing to him where he got to do this?
Okay.
Oh shit.
Why is he shooting at these two like that?
Maybe he tired, like he said, every time she pop up with the baby in the family picture, oh, Drake gotta be sick, Okay, let me let y'all know I'm not sick.
This is petty. I like my Drake petty, man. I like petty Aubrey. But this is fucked up.
That Caribbean shit.
He's shooting at her. She ain't put an album out in 7 years. He's shooting at her.
Better him than me.
Better him than me. Oh, wait, no. Wait, no. Wait, no. Hold up.
Now that you
Hold up, bring that back. Yo, dog. Come on, yo. He talking to him.
Yeah, no, he talking.
That was funny.
He talking.
I don't know why he playing with him like he's trying to do for the dogs, but the dogs are not the dogs that I had in mind. Like, this is for like the kid dogs.
The pups.
Yeah, this ain't for the mastiffs.
This is for the pups.
This wasn't for the mastiffs, but
The little dogs, for the
Yeah,
Yorkies
yeah.
and the Chihuahua. Daisy.
This nigga said this for the Frenchies.
Yeah.
We wanted pit.
what the fuck is going on now?
Two up, nigga.
He tried to make
Too
it cute.
up.
He tried to make it
Yeah,
You trying to
hey,
be play.
Hey, you can't.
I want to put a little hooky
Yeah,
hook
you
in
can't
there.
hook your way.
Seem like he not putting forth effort to really.
You feel like this is low effort, low energy from him?
Yo.
I feel like a lot of music this year has been low effort,
Yeah,
low
for
energy.
real.
It sounds like they go in and do one take and put the record out. You know,
This might be my last rap album review.
it's been a bad year, yeah. It's been a bad year for rap music.
I'm
music
done.
in general, honestly.
All of you rappers sound, at least 98% of y'all sound uninspired. Y'all do sound low effort. There's no new, exciting, creative energy on the way. All of y'all sound like y'all trying to sound like
Someone
the
else.
artists that you like a lot. None of y'all seem to be trying to innovate. Y'all are letting the tech outpace you when Yachty said all that shit that he said. And now that we have this project, where is that verse? Where is the verse that Yachty said is arguably one of the best verses Drake has ever written? It's nowhere on this project.
No.
The Drake that I loved was the best hook creator, maker, loner outer of in the world. When is the last what is the last memorable hook you've heard from Drake? This is like Yachty rapping. This is like he rapping for the children. And that's my yo dog, I had to look up how old this nigga was when I finished listening to the album. You are 36. Your birthday is in 20 days. I Googled that too. You will be 37 years old. Get the fuck away from some of these younger niggas and stop fucking these 25-year-olds.
Child, this right here, it was a lot more to the podcast, but I had to chop and screw it up a little bit so it won't be too long. I had to get to some of the good parts. But baby, Joe said a mouthful. Now that last part about him stop messing with the 25-year-olds and grow up and all that type of stuff, I kind of don't agree with him because 25 years old, they're grown. He can sleep with whoever he want to sleep with. That shouldn't stop him from making the music that he's making. As far as him maturing because he's getting older, like, I feel like at this point he's kind of making it a little bit personal as opposed to keeping it just based off the album. Now I'm about to go ahead and show y'all the response that Drake made into the response of Joe's podcast review of his album. And baby, when I tell you Drake did not hold none back, he did not hold none back. At Joe Budden, you have failed at music. You left it behind to do what you are doing in this clip because this is what actually pays your bills. For an artist watching this, just remember you are watching a failure give their opinion on his idea of a recipe for success. A quitter give their opinion on how to achieve longevity. You switched careers because the things that popped into your brain had you broke living check to check, and the raps you write have 450 men showing up to your shows in dusty E-Nice jeans to screw up their face to mood music 29 and pretend you are the GOAT. Please, to any artist that's doing what they feel is right, don't let these opinions affect your mindset after the fact. This guy is the poster child of frustration and surrendering. You retired and we never hung up your jersey. We don't even remember your number. We know you for doing this. You withdrew from rap not because you accomplished all you need to. It's because it wasn't working for you. I never want anybody in the generations to think that the whole everybody's entitled to their opinion is a real thing. This is a man projecting his own self-hate, and the fact I did and continue to do everything he wanted to do for himself. If you need it put in simpler terms, I own a 767. He owns a modest house in the 973 and flies first class on special occasions. My goodness gracious. When I say Drake did not hold no punches, Drake did not hold no punches. And everybody was reacting to what he said. And now I got to go and find out what Joe said in regards to this. But let's talk about good old Azelia Banks and what she got to do with this shit. So good old putting her nose where it don't belong, Azelia Banks decided that she wanted to get into the chat and she wanted to speak her piece on what Drake said about Joe Budden. And y'all, this girl gets on my nerves sometimes. She is known to start crap and go on these rants and tangents about people in the industry, all because her career has not went nowhere at all. Here's what she had to say. Does Drake know his nose job and liposuction is not hip-hop? Does Drake know that no one who actually understands hip-hop, a culture born from oppressed, don't really care about his soft-tooth, colonized, confused, mixed-race, facsimile attempts to exhibit the true authenticity of an actual MC? Does Drake know his desperate attempts to gangsterize Canadian street life is an all-encompassing failure in and of itself? Also, can hip-hop get any more trashy? Does Birdman know how low IQ tacky and how much of a fucking loser he looks threatening Joe Budden via the internet? Like, you can get arrested for that, Birdman. Can you just make some more lugs and quit threatening people online before you get arrested? Shit like that really makes the genre look trashy and low budget as hell. And sorry, you kind of just made it so hot that if anything happens to Joe Budden, it's certainly getting traced back to you and Drake. LOL. Loved your verse on constantly hating me, but it has been a minute since anyone cared for your music, and Drake is redundant as hell. Only weird Nepo babies and Eastern European immigrants who wear USSN Polo Association, Cool Water, and media fuckboys actually care for him. Work some magic and bring back Young Thug, please. That man is very, very special. Honestly, if Drake's mother was black, he'd probably not be so corny. White mom syndrome is very real. Wow. Now, this is the same girl who went on Nick Cannon's Wildin' Out and thought that she was going to go there and handle business. But when they started going off at her ass, she started boo-hooing and crying and shit. See, she ain't nothing but an internet thug. She's not going to say nothing or do nothing to nobody in their face. She's just a troll and an internet thug. And people get tired of her. Anyway, so apparently Birdman has something to say about Joe Budden's rebuttal, and Drake's father has something to say about Joe Budden's rebuttal. Like, there were so many people coming out the woodworks in defense of Drake, and that's cool and everything, but I honestly really don't think that Joe Budden said anything too bad besides him telling him who he needs to stop having sex with, and you know, he needs to start making more mature music. Do I feel like the older you get, your music should mature? Yes. But if that's not your core audience, then it doesn't make business sense to start talking mature stuff when you are appealing to a certain demographic that's making you millions of dollars. You see what I'm saying? So in a sense, Drake knows what he's doing or he wouldn't be a billionaire, right? But other than that, I kind of agree with Joe. I feel like this album was not his best. Like I said, I like the Scorpion album. I really like that album. This album was a hit and miss for a lot of people and a lot of Drake fans. So I don't know. Maybe this album is going to grow on a lot of people with the time. But for me, I don't think this album will be on repeat. Now, like I said earlier, there are a couple songs that I did gravitate to that I will have on repeat and listen to. But as far as the whole album, I don't think I'm going to do that because I just felt so overwhelmed with it. and I just couldn't get the grasp or the concept of the album because it didn't correspond with the title. So let's just start there. But, this is Drake. He is going to continue to make his money, whether my opinion is good or bad. So I am done with this conversation here. Now let's go on ahead and get into some more fun stuff like the BET Hip Hop Awards 2023. Okay, everybody. So who caught the BET Hip Hop Awards 2023? Who was y'all favorite dress, worst dress? Who was y'all favorite performance? Was all the performances dope? Like, who was you happy to see? Like, I really enjoyed certain performances, so I'm going to just talk about those. Okay, so the first performances that I really enjoyed was Fabulous, T.I., and Jeezy. Man, when I tell you when Jeezy came out on that stage, I went crazy because that's my boy right there. He did his thing. Like, I love Jeezy. T.I. did his thing too. I'm not so much a fan of Fabulous, but whatever. Well, this was one of my favorite performances of the night. I really, really enjoyed this performance. That's my boy, Jeezy. I wish I was there. I really, really enjoyed this award for Timbaland and Swiss Beats. They have made an impact, especially during the pandemic when they had their verses. And I'm so happy that they are getting recognized for an award for the culture and just doing something really, really big and something that was needed for everybody during the pandemic and being locked out. So kudos to them.
It's a hip hop. I always dreamed I would be on the stage accepting an award about hip hop, doing music back in Virginia. Never thought I would make it, but now I'm here.
Tim, zone, za. I want to dedicate this award to all the producers coming from nothing, making it into something, to all the creatives, all of the artists. And I also want to dedicate this award to my Rough Rider family. I want to dedicate this award to my brother DMX.
Okay, y'all. So the very best performance of the night for me was the So Def Jermaine Dupri. Like, he brought out some of the OGs, Bow Wow, the Brat, Chingy. Like, oh my God. Like, Chingy came out. I started doing the dance and everything like that. Oh, it was just hype. It was live. They did their thing. Can't nobody say that JD don't got hits. That man got hits on top of hits on top of hits. Classic, timeless music. It will never get old. So kudos to them for being a part of hip hop.
Welcome to Atlanta, Jack and Harrison Moe, back to the Mac and the Jack and the people from out of town. It's the ATL right here. Hey, where we from? It's ATL. So down. ATL, man. Let's show them all this shit right here. So I'm outside of the club. Think I'm a pawn. Y'all know what this is? So, yeah. Got 30 down at the bottom, 30 more at the top. Okay. All invisible. I want to floss with us. Cause all across the board we burning up. Drop a little paper, baby, toss it up. Slacking on your pimpin', turn it up. See, the money ain't a thing.
Oh my God, y'all. I am just so hyped just listening to these old school classics. And I forgot that, He had brought out Tyrese, he had brought out Nelly, he had brought out the Brat, he done brought out Bow Wow. Like, he done brought out so many artists that brought back memories growing up. Oh my God. So Jermaine Dupri set was one of the all-time favorite set for me. And I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna rewatch it and just get my life all over again. Now, I usually don't really talk about the City Girls, but I felt like I had to give them a little piece of this podcast to just say, you know what? I fucks with JT. JT, out of both of them, carries the City Girls. Her vibe, her energy, her stage presence. Now, I will say that they are not the best at being on stage, but baby, listen. JT did not come to play. She was there. She was having fun. She was just doing what she do best. You can tell who carries the City Girls. Like, I'm sorry, some of y'all might not agree with me. That's perfectly fine. But yeah, you could tell that JT was made to be a rapper. She's in her element, and they did pretty good. They still looked a little, intimidated a little bit by the, stage and everything like that. But overall, they just have fun. And at the end of the day, that's what it's all about, just having fun. But if I did have to choose, I will say that JT, she really did carry the performance.
I won't even let it broke. Eat me out. He don't stay in the middle of drought. I make him face me.
Okay, so I'm going to talk about the last thing of the awards, and that is my boo, my baby, no one other than Kendrick Lamar. Yes, I love that dude. Like, he is dope to me. Like, I fucks with him hard. And when I found out that he made history, he was one of the artists who had won the most awards for the BET Awards for Best Album and stuff like that. I'm like, no brainer. Now, his latest album was also an album where you had to listen to it multiple times, and it was very controversial, and there was a lot of, people for it and people against it. And obviously it has grew in the hearts of those who disagree with the album. And it made its rounds, and it did what it's supposed to have done, because my boy got awards for this album, and he been out here doing his thing. So kudos to you, Kendrick Lamar. Keep doing your thing. Keep bringing music to the culture, stuff that I am willing to listen to, because I don't know what the rest of this bullshit is that's playing nowadays. So yeah. All right, you guys, I am about to close out this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Let me know what you think about the topics at hand. Like I said, who was your favorite performances of the BET Awards? Who was your best dressed? Who was your least best dressed? Let's go ahead and put the comments and discuss it down in the comment section. Also, what did you think about the Drake and the Joe Budden? Do you think Drake went too far, or do you think Joe went too far? Do you think that it was very much needed on what Drake said? Because we all know that sometimes Joe can be a little pain in the ass. Let me know down in the comment section, you guys. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And on that note, I'm going to close it out. You guys have a great evening, and I will chat up with you guys on the next episode. Take care. Bye.